So our think tank is focused on preventing soil erosion. I would say, as a representative of our think tank leader, that the most interesting thing has really been our approach to integrating knowledge in a transdisciplinary way. And so actually in our think tank, the leaders are not soil scientists, and so we really rely on expertise from our stakeholders, which is not just scientific expertise, but also from public administration, farmers, practitioners, and so on. And it's been a very enriching process, and it's been very clear to us that this knowledge complementarity has been incredibly enriching. And so I would say that's, even though it's not specific to soil erosion, that it's been very valuable. Well, in our case, we have not completely got to the prioritization part in the writing phase, because this is really a co-construction process. We hadn't done a lot of it before our meeting, but Claire, what do you think would be the main knowledge gap that we have really discussed in this meeting?
I think what comes out of this meeting and actually aligns with what we'd perhaps identified in our scoping document is the lack of awareness and knowledge of soil erosion as a problem from multiple different stakeholder perspectives. So I think that's something that we've identified in the scoping document, and it was really interesting to see here, going through that process of identifying knowledge gaps and trying to define them as knowledge development gaps or knowledge implementation gaps. We've actually identified that, as you said, in an interdisciplinary way, that lack of knowledge about soil erosion really comes through from different perspectives and different stakeholder positions. If we go back to the bottlenecks that relate to our knowledge gaps in our scoping document, I think they are related to knowledge types, knowledge integration, and knowledge availability. That probably underlies all of them from whichever stakeholder perspective you're talking about, but that might be related to implementation of knowledge, or it might be related to a lack of research knowledge. And I think it depends on the spatial level, the geographic scale, and the sector as to how that plays out and where that bottleneck specifically is.
Yep.
I think what underlies that, solving it, is an ability to address complexity in the system. And at the moment, neither our policy nor our actions fully integrate or fully take account of that real-world complexity. Yes, the connectivity between identifying the bottlenecks, identifying potential solutions, and integrating all of our different stakeholder perspectives, that's the big, big challenge for soil erosion prevention, for sure.
Well, in line with what Claire just said, I think that if we were able to address this complexity, that would be amazing. So really trying to figure out, and we will definitely need more time for that, to figure out how to address the complexity and how to break it down so that it's more easily implemented. I think I would be very happy if we were able to come up with a roadmap that clearly showed the complexity, but also identified possible solutions for it.
And just adding to that, and I fully agree, I'd also be really happy if at the end of this process of developing our scoping document with our stakeholders and going out to peer review and going out to review from everybody outside, that at the end of that process we have a scoping document that all of our think tank members feel comfortable with and feel represents what they feel are the critical issues around prevention of soil erosion.